161,000 QNT would it be used to power Oracle moving forward. But before we jump into it, smash that like if you haven't done so already. Definitely helps. And on top of that, the decent wallet, not your keys, not your crypto. Get yourself a significant discount. If managing your crypto feels like solving a puzzle, it's time to switch to Decent Wallet. Just a few taps, you can manage, track, and secure your crypto with unmatched ease. And here's the best part. Grab your Decent Wallet at a discounted price by using the referral link below. Don't miss out on making your crypto experience smoother and more secure. A lot of talk lately, everybody, about, for example, QNT and Oracle. Now, obviously, Channing and I just did an outline about that. Well, here's another particular one I think is definitely worth pointing out. So what we see here from Sebastian is these key things. It's a new take and possible explanation. Yeah, it's speculative, and like you said, not financial advice, but it's the 7 wallets which were force-fed 161,000 QNT over a 2-week span, basically, and how they were not meant for staking, in his opinion, but are meant to power the Oracle blockchain platform Digital Assets Edition. This made recent news as of yesterday, in which Gilbert Verdine, of course, just did that, dropped it yesterday. If this is the case, they will be locked up for a long time to come. You know, and you may feel as though that if you're new to Quant, 161,000 QNT is not significant. All I can tell you is it's incredibly significant because QNT has a very limited supply, 14.88 million tokens, significantly less compared to BTC. So this would make a significant dent into the whole concept of a lockup, at least in my opinion. But whatever the case be, would this power Oracle? Well, inquiring minds want to know. And what kind of movement do we have here? What we see here is a lot that is moved from these Coinbase Prime hot wallets. And the amount is 955 QNT and 745 QNT, but consistently like 955, a little bit of 804, but a lot, right? And again, you see these amounts, and then even that real major one of 22,000, right? That's kind of crazy. But whatever the case be, with all of this movement, think about it. Don't overthink about it, because the way I look at it is, Channing, I think this is a big deal. If this is the amount that's being moved to power the Oracle blockchain, which obviously they mentioned by name, they got this whole thing with Quant. Well, it's like, yeah, subscription-based model. The QNT, as you pointed out, was the skeleton key, the enabler to make it all happen, the key to a whole big suite of products. Your thoughts?
Think about that. Let's just say it is. When we first started talking about those wallets, was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Understand that this wasn't the press release that happened. It wasn't something that just happened. It was something that was planned. It was something that was strategic. They knew this was happening 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. They were going to go ahead and make that press release about Oracle Blockchain Solutions and how Overledger is going to be a part of, and all those things months ago. So to know that this is already up and running, this isn't something that's hypothetical, it's something that they're trying to do, it's already done. So it is very well a possibility that those have been customers getting their blockchain solutions through Oracle. That's the reason why the numbers seem to be mirroring each other with all these different transactions for whatever, whether it's being locked up so that Oracle can use it in some way, or if it's locked up because of overledger capabilities, whatever the case may be, it is lining up pretty seamless. And to understand what Oracle released literally taps directly into Overledger for every single client that builds a blockchain solution on the Oracle platform. Every client out of their 430,000 clients, eventually all of them will have blockchain solutions, because it's just like the article said, adapt or get left behind. And I guarantee you, these companies do not want to get left behind. Understand that that 161,000 is just the beginning. And that's, we're just talking about Oracle. Now, we're not talking about literally the world. And understand that it is a finite supply of QNT, 14.88 million. Understand what that truly means, that when you start having all of these different smart contracts and all of these different real-time tokenization things happening via overledger, and QNT is locked in place with these smart contracts, little slithers of QNT, it won't be whole ones, it'll be, let's just say, $5 worth or $4 worth or $10 worth or $100 worth or whatever the case may be. But this over and 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 over again constantly, that is utility in motion. Understand what that's going to mean for price action, because with the demand, it's a very low supply. Understand that, y'all. Understand it. But back over to you, brother.
It's a very, very limited supply, and that's one of the appealing things of the tokenomics, obviously, of QNT. We've already been there and done that. What we're going to get now into is from SanNL. Shout out to him, another great researcher in the community. What does he have? Well, it's this thread, and I do agree with him. He states, basically speaking, that people don't get that QNT is the only future-proof interoperability in crypto. Again, this is a thread. So what does San have? He states that QNT, the only internet scaled one, I guess you could say, no overhead, mailman needed, connects the networks that use different tech supplier through internet standard like SATP. I mean, Channing and I did that SATP update. Fit for legacy, integrate any existing with, like, for example, the future tech without code. That's true. Make Zapier and so on. And yes, there's a reason why the world's largest banks chose Overledger in the next gen network built from the ground up. Right, the RLN, Regulated Liability Network, and moving to the next phase. There's a reason why the central banks, BIS, chose Overledger in the world's largest CBDC test case. And moving to the next phase. We pointed this out in our other video. There's a reason why the biggest vendor in enterprise blockchain, which is Oracle, chose QNT overled at the core solutions. Not even mentioning powering Europe's largest payment infrastructure, 580 nodes, and the world's largest public permission infrastructure, which is LangChain. What about team growth? I mean, I know I'm reading a lot verbatim, but this is good. The QNT team recently added 4 new senior roles, no replacements. For one, Chief Commercial Officer, Head of Sales, Head of Partnerships, extra board members, ex-CEO of MasterCard Company. We've been there. We've done that with the connections. But Quant, are they really just getting started? We are in a phase before staking, before central bank digital currencies going live, before regulation, before enterprise going live, before commercial banks going live. Quant is the most underrated project in crypto, the true king of finance and real world assets. Zero inflation. Yeah, and basically kind of hovering around 85 in the top 100. Of course, is significantly up today, which is pretty cool in light of all the recent announcements about Oracle. Now, speaking of Oracle, this is also from SanNL. He points out this whole thing of Quant and how they work with the world's largest financial institutions. And I just want to show you guys this real quick because I don't want you to think that it's just all about Oracle. There's so many other big conglomerates that are part of the mix. Like, for example, Amazon. You have, for example, Revolut, which last we checked owns 55,000 QNT or more. That's a pretty significant amount. And you see some of these other ones. Nexi, that's a huge deal. We've done the deep dives about that. And on top of that, remember how we talked about how many clients worldwide Banco Santander has? I think 140 million, especially with that's a big connection even with Ripple XRP, and there's the RSN, Regulated Settlement Network, So we see here, like it says, that the RLN participants are your MasterCards. We know about Quant MasterCard. Are your Visas. We know that Visa went with Quant. They went with Ripple XRP. They went with Stellar and Hedera. And even MasterCard, right? MasterCard has the MTN, but again, the interoperability. So just some of these examples, to say the least. And let's face it, even NatWest is, with our research, we discovered that NatWest is part of ISO TC 307, the Quant network standard. We know that Citi has a deal with Stripe, and Stripe has, for example, Make integration. I think you even have Zapier and Pipedream. Those are all Quant network API integrations. So, like it says on the bottom, future financial market infrastructure for central banks, commercial banks, and regulated non-banks. And again, just getting into some of these other stuff, Europe's largest financial payment infrastructure, 580 bank nodes on this list, right with the Nexi group. And it's just, we could go on with this. Oracle, in reality, I wouldn't say they're the tip of the iceberg, but they're, think about it, guys. Like, you're looking at everything that, represents a giant chunk of that iceberg, but there's so much more here, as the saying goes, that meets the eye. So before we close it out, I want to kick it over to Channing. What do you think in regards to what San presented in that outline, sir?
It literally just showed that QNT is global financial infrastructure. It showed literally with all of the partnerships that you just saw on that screen that they touch every single fabric of global economies, from banking to your more traditional just players as far as like other technology companies like Oracle. Then you have players like, that are giving different technical solutions. Then you have like social media, you have all these things. Like, it's insane that it all will touch overledger. It's so much running through my mind right now where I can't even get my words out the way I want to, because I'm so excited. Because like, I think that I would describe it as the tip of the iceberg. That Oracle making this announcement is literally just the first tip of the iceberg, because again, they're the standard for building on blockchain. That's why you have all those institutions there, because these are all institutions like on a huge mega global level. This is the reason why they are choosing Quant, because Quant has proven with multiple tests globally that my tech stack, my technology is proven that it works. And now I have the biggest countries and companies and central banks now coming to the table and saying, yes, it does. And we're definitely implementing it into our solutions for all of our customers. Think about what that's going to mean for the price. It's going to be insane. Insane. Exactly. Exactly, brother. Like, what is happening is literally economies being built out in front of our face for the next 60 or 70 years of how processes work throughout economies. We're talking about real-time gross settlement systems. That's all the money that flows through that country. Think about what's happening right now. And even in Oracle's document, they talk about the real-time gross settlement systems as well. Understand what Quant is pulling off. They have pulled off something incredible, and this is the first announcement of many announcements to come. At this point, I'll put money on it, because this is crazy to see everything that we've been working towards and working on for the past year and a half literally be summarized in an article. Like, bam, here you go. Yes, what you thought was correct. This is what Quant is, and it is something that we have never seen. I promise you, the utility that's getting ready to come behind this technology is going to make Microsoft's Windows look like child's play. I'll take it back over to you, brother.
Well said. The way I look at it, Channing, is, you're right. A lot of this seems as though it's just scratching the surface, tip of the iceberg, and whatnot. But I want to share this with you. This is also from Construction Trader ETH, and it's kind of fun to play around with some of these things. Let's face it, some people feel as though it's a little bit of hopium, but is it? Is it really hopium? Look at this for a second. This is something that anybody could look up themselves, but he has it right here on the screen. Man, oh man, we're talking or at the excuse me, at the beginning of the outline, 161,000 QNT to power Oracle. I mean, I get it, speculative, but you saw the representations, you saw the movement of what's going on lately, and then you saw what happened recently with the Oracle announcement in Quant. So, construction trader ETH is just thinking out loud. And what do we have? Well, he mentions QNT, currently speaking, roughly at this price. With the market cap, Oracle would put QNT at a $33,187 token. Like, I mean, some people feels like, I don't know. But think whatever you want, because even when you look up what is Oracle's market cap, well, look at that. 486.28 billion. And then apply that to Quant when it comes to what? The whole thing of their circulating supply, their max supply. And Quant is not inflationary. So again, I don't know if you have any closing thoughts, Channing, but that's the way I look at it.
Absolutely, brother. And for anybody to say Quant couldn't get to that market cap of 400 something billion dollars, think about what SaaS means. It means software as a service. This is a service. This is the reason why they hired that head of sales, because they are selling their software globally, meaning these people that have to tap into this standard has to purchase the software to do so. Understand what that means for these systems moving forward and the utilization of what is going to be pushed through overledger and QNT token indirectly for every single transaction that flows through overledger. Understand what that means for the QNT token. 33,000, I think, is just the beginning. I see over $1 trillion market cap, and I can see over $100,000 QNT within, honestly, brother, a decade. And I'm saying a decade, and it probably could be 5 years. And I'm being for real, because the utilization of overledger, when you have mega conglomerates sending thousands of transactions a minute through something, think about what that means for the price. But I'll take it back to you, brother.
Channing is right, and that's the way I look at it as well. That said, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We really do appreciate you. If you listen to the entire outline, simply type this into the comments. And that is, believe it or not, SanNL. And we'll know that you listened to the entire outline. On behalf of myself and Channing, as the saying goes, know what you have, know why you hold it. The research trumps FUD 110%. And Channing, with that said, you got something you want to tell everybody?
Y'all already know. Peace out.
Peace out, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.